Hey guys, welcome to the 8th Thursday round robin. I had to take a bit of a break from hosting this due to some work I was doing, but we're back. I plan to continue doing these at least for the rest of August. We'll see uh, what happens from there. I won't make any promises beyond that. So anyway, yeah, the brackets as you see them are finalized. The tourney has started. For anyone new, just keep an eye out for pings and uh, that I'll let you in through Parsec. So we got Wrath against me to start off. I will deal with the names and stuff right away. I'll also get into commentator talks. The purpose of that, of course, is so that you can listen to me without having the stream running in the background, because that can obviously take up some bandwidth, which can be a bit of a problem depending on your connection and all the rest of it. Best to minimize that as much as possible. And Wrath will take the left side. Alright, let me just get into commentator chat here. Here we go. Welcome, Sinan. Glad to have you in the chat too. Alright, you're just waiting for Wrath to join. And in the meantime, Maestro Cake against Pekla. That's going to be a good fight. These are two veterans we got here. And then we got Luck against the Dungeoner. That's the new guy. Oh, that's Sinan, in fact. I see the same profile pic. Nice. Good to have you in the chat. Alright, we got Oak against Maltese. Oak is a veteran player as well, so Maltese has his work cut out for him. But a reminder that if you lose your fight, you're not eliminated. The goal here is to win as many fights as you can, and whoever wins the most fights will win the whole tournament. So, yeah, I see that. Awesome. I can tell from the profile pic. So Wrath has not responded yet. I'll give him like another minute. If he doesn't show up, we'll just move on. And if he's not here, further in the tournament, we'll have to disqualify him, unfortunately. But I'll give him a chance for sure. I haven't heard anything from him, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maestro Cake against Pekla is a really exciting one. I wonder if we'll see a Zaramir or not. Reminder also that you only get one round. It's a long round, 7 flags, but you have to make that round count for each of the fights. Obviously, you'll be switching sides throughout, so whoever's on top will get the left side, and it'll be randomized from there. Yeah, it doesn't look like Wrath is gonna be showing up. All right, let's move on then. Don't want to waste too much time. Sometimes in the beginning it's a little bit slow just because we need to see who's showing up, who's not. But with these round robin tourneys, they go by pretty quickly once we get going, so. Alright, let's get Maestro and Pekla in here. I saw Pekla training, and Maestro has been active lately, so I'm sure they will show up. Give you 2 minutes? Okay, that's not a problem. We can wait 2 minutes. Nothing from Maestro, but I think he's around. Let me see if he's in commentators. No, he isn't. Okay. Pekla is, though, of course. Coming. All right. Perfect. Perfect. We're waiting for Pekla anyway, so it's not a problem. Uh, shouldn't be much longer. And then, yeah, here comes Pekla. Maestro is coming. We're good to go. And put you in the game. Yeah, Maltese excited for the tournament. You're gonna be fighting Oak. That's a really tough opponent there. And Oak actually, by the way, when you fight, you can stay in because you're gonna be fighting the Dungeoner next because of the way the brackets are set up. I see Oak in the chat, so need keyboard. Okay, that's not a problem. Oh, Kansas matchmaking. I hope that's because he just didn't have time. Pekla uses keyboard. Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah. He uses a keyboard splitter usually, so I don't actually have to give him keyboard most of the time, but I think it's not been working well for him lately, so I actually have to give him keyboard physically. Yeah, not a problem. But anyway, I just saw Cans was in. I hope he didn't need enough. He didn't have enough time for the tourney, and that's why he's doing quick matches, because I'm happy to replace Wrath with him if Wrath doesn't show up in a while. I'll give him some time, of course. But anyway. Okay, Maestro is in. Perfect. Maestro, you'll take the left side, and Pekkola will take the right. Wrath appears to be typing. That's good to see. He might actually show up. But we will move on with this fight. Thought you were gonna be late. That's not a problem. I think Wrath is here, so we're full, unfortunately, Kens, but it's good to have you in the chat. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, we're just gonna wait for the game to load and whatnot. And I think the settings are all in order, so we can just get started. Pekla should have keyboard. Awesome. Who's Pekla gonna use? Kinda curious. He's a bit of a mystery lately. Marta against Zera from Maestro Cake. Wrath is in the chat. Yeah, I saw it. Thank you. I saw him typing in Discord. Yeah, thank you for letting me know, though. Much appreciated. Alright. Because it's possible I might miss that. So I don't really like Marta in this matchup. I don't know what's up with Maestro there. He sort of just stood there and didn't block that stab. Is Maestro okay? Okay, hang on. Something is very wrong here. Is Maestro able to attack or anything? What is happening? Okay, let's restart that. I think it might be his controller. I don't know, because Peklo seems okay. All right, let's try that again. It seemed to be working in the selection. Maestro on the left, Peklo on the right. Hopefully it works this time. Your character looks frozen too. That's at certain points there. That's not at all like Zera. Uh, let, let's see if Maestro can attack first. Don't stab him right away. I think Maestro's okay. Yeah, he can swing now. All right. He doesn't look okay. All right, Maestro shoots in and cuts the head. I don't even know what was happening. It could have been Maestro's controller. And now it's just decided to work. I don't know. Maestro throwing some stabs, testing the waters a bit. That stab was out of measure. Pekola gets the stab. I think I was saying earlier, I don't really like Marta's odds in this matchup, but if Maestro throws these big swings out of range, these big thrusts, then Pekola can punish them very quickly. The problem with the rapier is just that it can be beaten down quite easily by Zera. Ooh, big cuts by Maestro, but they're actually all parried. And Pekola is just fighting. He looks very relaxed. Maestro is just determined to charge in and cut him, which is fair enough. Holy stance to the face, but he gets stabbed on the way in. Good hit by Maestro, but he was wide open. Oh, nice sidestep by Pekola. Sidestep stab. Maestro unsure how to approach this. That's the Incortada. It caught the thrust a little bit. Perhaps it negated some of the power. And it was only an arm hit, too. So, nice movement by Pekola, taking full advantage of Marto's sidesteps. Throwing some cuts there, Pekola, but Marto's cuts are kind of unreliable at times, unless they hit the head. So Maestro with a point. Pekola just throwing a bunch of stabs close range. Maestro missing his swings. He's out of range. Well, and he's tired. Pekola still very calmly moving forward and just stabbing him. So Maestro keeping this fight even with brute force, but I think he's really struggling to figure something out here. Yeah, stab out of range. Inquartada attempt by Pekola, but it's punished. Nicely done by Maestro. And Maestro with a lead now. He's trying to distance trap Pekola a little bit. That swing did not connect. Some cuts by Pekola, but I think those are bait. They aren't actually intended to hit anything. That's a good stab to the head. Maestro, again, cutting out of range. He's kind of panicking a little bit at times, and it leaves him open to a stab. Oh, retreat stab by Pekola, but it's actually punished. Zera's cuts do reach out pretty far, so it might not always be possible to keep your distance. And Pekola with a very shallow stab there, whereas Maestro's cut was very convincing. I think Pekola wasn't really ready for Maestro to just rush in, because that hasn't necessarily been working well. It's been working well with some of these flags, though. And now Pekola determined to keep his distance. He's still very calm, though, it seems. Actually, he might be panicking a little bit now. He's kind of stuck on the fence, but he manages to sidestep and hit Maestro a little bit. Very intense for both fighters. The advantage is quite negligible for Maestro, and he gets caught in the arm, it looks like, on the way in. Might have been a bit of the chest there, too. And so now Maestro has to be very careful, because one wrong move and he gets stabbed. Those stabs can be a little bit tricky to defend against, but equally those big cuts are difficult for Marta to deal with, too. Marta throwing a cut, so for a moment her point was offline. That might have been Maestro's chance. That stab doesn't land. Pekola's blade gets beaten, but he does the quickest possible move he can. Inquartada, they both trade. Marta is actually quite durable, as is Zera. Inquartada keeps the blade at bay, and Pekola amazingly got the better end of those trades. Definitely a terrifying prospect for any rapier fighter. Marta is no exception, but her HP kept her in the game. Very good game, guys. That was a good game to start this off. Tough matchup, so mad respect to Pekola for standing his ground like that. Alright. Wait, was Wrath in the chat? Ah, there he is, sorry. Didn't see the ping. Okay, no problem. No problem. Alright, so there's your link. Oh yeah, I got a friend request from Pekla. Okay. It's accepted Pekla, so you can just join now instead of having to click the link. And Wrath, you are on the left, by the way. I'll be on the right. Hopefully he saw that ping. Yeah, that there was that one moment where you missed Pekla. That was kind of funny. He wasn't defending at all, but the stab still whiffed. It was It looked really stressful to say the least. Laptop taking a while to turn on. Just a moment. All right. I might actually skip our fight again, but I'll come back to you. We could wait. It's just I want to get through these fights as quickly as we can, but we'll come back right after this one. So Luck against the Dungeoner. Yeah, Wrath, I guess, having some computer issues. He sometimes does. It's a shame, but I'm sure he'll get it sorted out. Okay, Luck is in. We're just waiting for the Dungeoner now. Awesome, there he is. Let me check the sides quickly. Luck is on the left, the Dungeoner is on the right. Good luck to both of you. Hope you have fun. Luck is a really tricky opponent. He's a bit newer, but I definitely call him a seasoned player at this point, a skilled player at that. He always challenges the best. You have to keep in mind that he knows how to get around your guard. He'll find a way no matter how good at defending you are. So, you got to stay on your toes. Oh, does the Dungeoner need keyboard? That's possible. Hang on. No, okay, perfect. That might have just been a bug then. Let's try that again. Luck seems to be working. Yeah. So it should be Luck on the left, the Dungeoner on the right. Uh, okay. That looks good. Barabash is a character he sometimes picks, especially to counter rapiers. Very similar to Yazuk, so a fair pick by Luck. So Dungeoner trying to keep his distance, but he gets stabbed in the face. Luck doing a good job of closing in. That's going to be his goal here against the rapier. Make use of that curve of the blade. The point wasn't online, but the thrust still killed. That was a good try by the Dungeoner, but maybe a bit too aggressive. Has to watch his range. Oh, another thrust. He was in the middle of cutting there, and unfortunately he was wide open. Cut by Luck, beating the rapier down. That was brutal. Then a stab to the face. I don't think the Dungeoner wanted to guard low. He went with low guard there. He probably wanted to long guard or something. Ah, I see. Maybe he wanted to do something like that too. In Cortada, oh my goodness, just rapid fire stabs. um, the Dungeoner needs to find a way to beat that blade down, I think, when those thrusts start occurring, or to sidestep and get around it and try stabbing. Oh, unfortunately, too close. Luck got way too close to him. Luck is an experienced player, so, and he's definitely not holding anything back, so it's a tough fight. In Cortada to the arm, I think he got tagged as well, though. Good attempt, but unfortunately he's struggling to manage that distance. And Barabash is a very good counter to rapier characters, so there's also that. Yeah, exactly, Pekla. Still a good attempt by the Dungeoner. I see what he was trying to do. He was just struggling to keep his distance. That's what it came down to. Alright, we got Oak against Maltese now. Of course, remember, you're not out yet. Gamepad, okay. Alright, Oak against Maltese. And Oak will get the left. Wrath, by the way, ping me when your laptop's good to go. We're just gonna move on to the final fight of the bracket, then we'll come back. Hopefully Oak's not having a connection problem. I'm seeing 0 ping there. Old Sweater Hand. Oh yeah, that's his name, isn't it? On Parsec, okay. Seeing both of you have 0 ping, that's weird. We'll move on anyway. Must be a display bug. Okay, yeah, awesome. If it's usual for you, that's not a problem. Alright, Oak on the left. Yeah, you can move, awesome. Maltese on the right. So Maltese goes with Calc. I think we've seen him play Calc before. A similar character to Marta, who is one of his mains. It was hard, yeah. Luck is a hard opponent for anybody. And he knows exactly how to deal with rapiers, so. Alright, they're both ready. They're just kind of keeping their distance a little bit. Waiting for a good opportunity to move in. Oak tries to close in, but he gets stabbed in the upper leg there, actually. It was aimed for the body, I think, but it ended up hitting the upper leg. Still killed him just the same. Not a good place to get stabbed. And that's a double. That was the 1-2 combination by Oak, but Maltese defended himself just enough to force a double. It's a good attempt by Calc's guard is pretty good. Good lunge and then retreat cut by Oak. Good combination. Maltese holding up well so far. It's not the best matchup for Laszlo, and Oak goes with an interesting move there, that sidestep from, I think, long guard. And it gets past the guard. That seems to be what that move is good for. It's a bit slow, though. And he does it again. Maltese, I think, was in the middle of an action, too, so he had no chance of really blocking it. Lunge, but hits the basket. And Maltese also was not able to connect. A lunge again hits the basket, and there's a double. That basket hilt does a good job of protecting his hand. But I like what Oak is trying to do. He's trying to snipe the arm and just harass Maltese a bit. Find a good moment to close in. Keep the pressure on. And good stab by Oak. Yeah, that's true. The angle he's choosing is really good for defeating any incoming attacks. And you can see there when he attacks, he doesn't just attack once, he attacks twice. So when Maltese thinks he has an opportunity to get a riposte in, it's a double. Or it's a win for Oak. And that was strange. Maltese went in for a stab, but it just didn't work. And he sort of froze there. I hope it wasn't lag. Big cuts by Maltese, but Oak just moves back. Laszlo is very good at that type of thing. Lunging in, then that retreat cut again. Calc is just really slow compared to Laszlo, so Maltese is kind of struggling to make anything happen. Oak is not so much relying on his guard, he's relying on his footwork, and that was a good snipe to the hand by Maltese, though. Maltese trying to use the advantage that he does have, and that's reach. Good parry, but that cut doesn't land. In Quartada, but it kind of left him open, unfortunately. He was one thing people often forget is after you throw an attack, your guard is weakened even when it looks like your guard is up for a moment. So you have to be wary of when you perform actions like that because you can be open for a split second even though it looks like you're not. Because your structure, I guess by the game's logic, is not sound, so your blocks aren't very good, which makes sense. And there's a stab. Oak is looking a bit tired, but he got a good stab in. He has been tagged as well, which explains that. A big cut by Maltese, but he gets punished immediately with that stab. Laszlo is more of a cut-centric character, but his stabs can't be underestimated. And a stab attempt, good exchange, but both of them lacking stamina. And a good lunge by Oak finishes it. Yeah, I'm part of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Glad to see you using the Lithuanian Commonwealth bit now. Man, Vinu was not pleased when he saw that you were leaving that out. Anyway. Alright, let's get Wrath in here now. Hopefully his laptop is working. Yeah, so I told Oak to stay, but actually since we're doing Wrath, fight with Wrath here, we'll just bring him in after this. Okay, Wrath should be good, unless I accidentally kicked him. No. It was just delayed. Parsec is having some weird display bugs, but everything seems to be working beyond that, so I'll take a display bug over an actual technical problem any day. So Wrath, you are on the left, and I will take the right side. I tend to stay quiet for my matches, so you won't get any commentary here. Wrath has played many tournaments. He's a very seasoned player. Much like Luck, he can always challenge the best. Oh, I might not have given him keyboard. Hang on. Yeah, I think he needs keyboard. Let's try that again. But yeah, anyway, I will not underestimate him. He's picked up Yendrick lately. He's been playing many different characters, and Gideon for that matter. Is he thinking of Alexander? Wow, look at this. Wrath is gonna do an Alexander duel with me. That's a very rare sight in tournaments, so I'm really happy to see that. Alexander mirrors are a lot of fun. So good luck, Wrath. I hope this is a really fun fight. Alright, good try, Wrath. In this matchup, I know all the angles to pick at this point since I've done the mirror so many times, so... Still, mad respect for trying to do an Alexander duel with me. That's always going to be a tough fight for anybody. I think that's just a matchup you gotta learn. You gotta learn the angles and all the rest of it. Good fight, though. Wrath is Brazilian, by the way, so it's really good to see him using Alex, because Alex uses capoeira footwork, which is a Brazilian style of footwork, so... Didn't even know those angles existed. Yeah, he has a bunch of angles, actually. And some of them are new, too. Anyway. Alright, Oak is already coming in, so I'll just ping the Dungeoner. Yeah, so Venator is saying Wrath was doing amazing with Alex. That's good to hear. That explains the pick, for sure. And he has a background in Saber, so, you know, he might not have played Alex as much, but the fact that he's played Saber before definitely helps him out. It just wasn't so apparent here. Alright, they're both in. And Oak already has keyboard. Perfect. Alright, the Dungeoner's on the left, Oak is on the right. Awesome. They already know. So on paper, Marie, I would say, is a pretty good match against Laszlo, but at the same time, Laszlo can close the distance really quickly, even faster than Barabash can, for example. And his stabs are not to be underestimated, so the big problem is just that he often leaves his body a bit open. So we'll see if the Dungeoner tries to exploit that. I think the spacing was wrong on that thrust, unfortunately. So Oak was just able to cut him down. And it's going to be a problem the Dungeoner is going to have here, is that Oak can just close the distance really quickly. The Dungeoner needs to figure out how to counter Long Guard. That was a really good thrust, actually, to follow up the initial failed one and finding a good angle. I think that's an A thrust, a sidestep A thrust. I like the angle he's trying to pick. And that was a bit of a graze, but it doesn't matter. Oak landed a good hit. Long guard by Oak, there's a thrust, and there's another thrust. If anyone's watched Koala's tournament, you surely know what that's referencing. Oh, there's a kick by Oak and a grapple attempt by the Dungeoner trying to make this fight messy. But yeah, the Dungeoner needs to make more use of cuts, I think, to beat that blade down. Yeah, there's another thrust. Another thrust. Yeah, and Oak again is very experienced, so... There's a good cut to the leg. Another cut to the leg. Oak is limping. Nice hits by the Dungeoner. Because Oak is trying to close in, those cuts... Oh. Yeah, but that's the problem. Oak's cuts are more powerful, oftentimes. You gotta... I think many downward cuts would be better. I like what the Dungeoner's trying to do, but... Keep stabs in your repertoire, too. Don't cut too much. Oh. I think that low guard thrust has a bit of recovery to it. And so Oak was just able to close in. But a good effort. Neutral. Yeah, neutral guard might be good for blocking cuts. Instead of long guarding where your blade can get beaten. Yeah. Yeah, Pecola brings up a good point there. Neutral attacks, yeah. Yeah, he was doing some like low guard thrusts, and I'm not sure those are the best. I don't see a lot of Marie mains using that stance, so... And I don't use it a whole lot either when I play Marie. Okay, Multissimos against Wrath. People always forget them. Yeah, because people with rapiers like to keep the point out and threaten as much as possible with it, but it's easy to forget that in neutral you can stab just the same. There's just different attacks that might be more useful. A lot of people focus on for instance, the long guard YX combo. Forward YX, excuse me. YX is actually a different combo. I think it's kind of similar, but I'd have to have a look later. Okay, Wrath is in. Multis against Wrath. You're gonna have to forgive me for shortening your name, by the way, Multis. Just a little bit easier. Oh yeah, I might not have. Hang on. I keep forgetting to give Wrath keyboard. That's my bad. Alright, let's try that again. Sometimes you need to back out anyway because the controllers don't work or whatever, so it's not a big deal. Maltese, you're on the left. Wrath is on the right. Wrath? Okay, let me check what's going on. Alright, there's a bit of a display bug with the ping, but I don't think that means anything. His ping is high, though. That I can deduce. Frozen. Okay, let's try letting you back in. I'll actually make a new link. Okay, hopefully Wrath can join back. I think he's having a connection problem or something. And after that, we got Pekla against Luck. These two are crazy. So I expect a good fight. And then I get to fight Maestro. That'll be good. Question is, should I use Marta to annoy him, or should I just stick with Alexander or something? Okay, I'm not hearing anything from Wrath. Competition talks, maybe? No. Ah, yeah, they're already talking about what weapons to use. That's good to see. Um, I guess Wrath is having a problem with his computer again. Restarting laptop again. Alright, we'll skip your fight then. We'll come back to it. Alright, so... Alright. Alright, let's get Pekla and Luck in here. They're already fired up. I see them in the chat there. Pekla is already joining. So I'm gonna ping Luck. Awesome. Pekla on the left, Luck on the right. Oh yes, it's possible I forgot to give him a keyboard. Hang on. There we are. Should work now. So longsword battle, they agreed to a longsword duel. Really excited to see where this will go. I don't know if it's advantageous for Luck to do that, but he has played Isabella before. He's not exactly unfamiliar with her. Good thrust. I think Peklo was doing a bit of a cut there, a bit of a cancel, so he was open. And a cut to the arm and gets nicked a little bit. That could have been a double, but I think Peklo was a bit slow. So it was a very shallow cut. Some Zwerchow action by Pekla. Zera is what many consider Zera to be Pekla's true main instead of Marta, but he hasn't been impressed with Zera lately, so that's why he's been using Marta. There was a bit of an odd interaction at the end there, but the exchange was good. Pekla getting a point. Oh, that thrust missed, and Luck is just on the offensive here, and somehow forces a double. I don't know how he managed that, but there you go. Isabella just being weird. Nice counter by Pekla, though. Wow. Amazing sidestep, hitting the hand. Very even fight so far. Luck, he starts calm, but then he just goes in, you know? He just throws cut after cut after cut. And sometimes that forces a double. Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes it does work, actually. And so Peklar's going to have to find a way to shut those attacks down. Can't just guard, you have to find a way to punish them. Oh, big cut by Pekla. It wasn't a very good... It seemed to, like, slide off the arm. As to why it whiffed, maybe by the game's logic, the trajectory was bad. I don't know. The trajectory of the cut was not very good. But I don't know to what extent the game considers that, so... that was a kill for Luck. Combination. Luck is throwing all these combinations, but he's not giving much thought as to the angle, I don't think. So his blade sometimes gets caught. High guard. And then there's a thrust. Pekla parries it, tries to punish. But those punishes are kind of big. He has to be careful. He sidesteps maybe a bit too early, and he gets punished. Anybody's game. Zwerch. Oh, he gets cut in the arm. The Zwerch can be a good defensive move, but that's only if you time it well. Right. So Luck trying to make something happen here. He's a little bit ahead. And he goes for a leg cut. I'm guessing that's not what he wanted, though. He probably had the wrong foot forward. Very common issue with people who are less familiar with Isabella. Gotta remember which foot is forward and which foot forward stance does what. But in the midst of a fight, you might not always think about that. And there's a trade. High guard, but it gets parried easily. It's a very predictable move. And Pekla follows it up nicely. Pekla needing one more. He's been on fire this tournament. Some retreat cut, some cancel. He's trying to trick Luck to get Luck to overcommit and then strike him. Luck is trying to find an opportunity to close in, though, I can just tell. And counter, and that was a bit of a combo by Luck, but again, he's not giving as much thought into the angle of his cuts as he probably should be. He's sort of trying to bash through, but it doesn't work. Bash through or overwhelm, I should say. Still a good effort. He came within 2 flags, so against the Zera Master, that's... Wait, did I give him 9 somehow? Hang on. Yes, I did. My bad. Meant to give you 0. Alright. At least I caught that one. Alright, let's see how Wrath is doing. Alright, let's try and get Wrath back in. Wrath against Maltese. I might kick you again, Maltese, if Wrath doesn't show up, just FYI. Okay, Maltese is in. Hope Wrath can get in. Just a moment, setting up Ethernet cable. Alright, we can wait. Yeah, that's not a problem. By the way, by the end of about round 4-ish, I think we'll take a 5-minute break just so viewers know. It won't be long. Just to grab some water or something like that. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Wrath now. I think Wrath will be in soon. And Maltese, you'll be on the left. Ethernet is a must, Pecola says. Sure, Maltese is anxious for this fight. After that, of course, I get to fight Maestro. That'll be a good fight. We got Oak against Pecola after. Some clashes of veterans here. And then I fight Luck after that. Some tough fights for everyone involved. And I fight Oak after Maestro against Luck. We got some good people in here. Okay, Wrath maybe having some problems. Just waiting for him to let us know what's going on. See him typing. Taking a while from the type, I don't think that's a good sign. It's a shame because it's not the first time he's had problems. And it's often in the middle of a tournament too. It's not at the beginning. Restarting won't take much to join back in. Okay, awesome. Okay, Wrath should be in soon. Sooningly. I've noticed when Wrath types, Discord kind of has a weird visual bug sometimes. I don't know if other people have noticed this. It doesn't sort of flash the way it does for everyone else. It's kind of just the dots are bright the whole time. Oh, there you go. Now we're seeing it blink a bit. I don't know if that's something to do with connection or what, or if it's just Discord being weird. Need another link? Okay. Regular South American traffic. Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty intense stuff. Alright. Gave him a new link, so hopefully it works. Alright. The Wrath, the link is there for you, if you didn't see it already. Maybe his computer crashed again. I'm not even seeing him trying to connect, so. And the link is still alive. Discord taking a while to load. Alright, well, I guess we'll come back to this one. It's taking a little bit. I'll let you back in after this, after my fight with Maestro. Because I know Maestro was around, so. Sorry about this, Maltese, by the way. Wrath is just having some problems. They're kind of outside his control. Alright, hopefully Maestro is around. Awesome, awesome. Alright. And I will get the left side this time. Maestro will get the right. Not sure who Maestro is gonna pick. But we will see. Alright. I like this matchup. Haven't done it in a bit, actually. But I really like it, so good luck to Maestro. very good last round there. A good fight overall, too. It's just that flag in particular I think stood out. No longer in the Discord? Never mind? Okay. I just unplugged my mic. That's all I did. Okay, let's get Wrath in here. Wrath should be here now, I would think. Discord taking a while to load. Yeah, I understand. Alright, there you guys go. It got blocked, yeah. You did that upward slash and I was terrified. Because that upward cut lands so easily on Alex, right? But I think my hand protection saved me there, if I were to guess. I don't know what's going on with... Okay, Raph just had a problem with his connection, apparently. He's trying to connect again. I can't I guess he's in. I don't know what's happening. It said he was having a problem with his connection. There were two of them. Okay, but he's here now. I don't know what's going on with Parsec, but... Alright. Maltese, you're on the left. Wrath is on the right. At least Wrath is here at all. Yeah, if you guys on YouTube would have seen that. I don't know what's going on with Parsec, but Wrath has keyboard now, and he's in. So, oh, hang on. I think I pressed the CPU mode. Let's do that again. Am I muted on Discord? Oh well. We'll sort that out later. Let's just get this fight over with. Everything seems fine now. Okay. Someone take a screenshot. Yeah, someone took a screenshot. That's funny. Oh well. I can always delete that. It's not a big deal. Someone pressed F11 or something. Anyway. So Maltese on the left with Calc. We've seen a lot of Calc from him lately. Maybe he likes that cutting utility that Calc provides over Marta's slow cuts. And arguably Calc has a better guard too, more versatility. Wrath shooting in with the Saber. He's going back to his roots, going back with Samuel. And I think he's definitely better with Samuel than he is with Alex. He could definitely become a really good Alex player. He just needs to practice more. That was a really good stab, dipping under Maltese's guard. So that's 2 flags. Wrath is a really tough opponent. You have to respect him. And Maltese is definitely less experienced. So Wrath is definitely the favorite. And there we saw the cut struck his head and also went for the weak of his blade. Sort of struck the tip aside. That was good to see those types of interactions happening. Good quick thrust by Maltese, but it's not a very significant hit. And Wrath is making good use of Samuel's Russian attack. The rush attack is kind of slow, but what it does is it sort of blocks off the center line a little bit, and it strikes the head. So it's deceptive, but it's actually quite threatening. It doesn't pressure the same way other rush attacks do, but it does work all the same. That delay can really throw people off. And I think that delay is by design. Kupol wanted it to be kind of tricky in that way. And it's actually a common trick in fencing. There's another kill by Wrath. You sort of do this exaggerated action to start off to telegraph something. and then your opponent responds to it, and then you take advantage of that response and then strike. Or you just, throw off their timing in general. And unfortunately, Maltese is on the back foot, but he made good use of that cut there, using the reach of Calc's strikes. I'd say Calc is actually a harder hitter than Samuel as far as cuts go anyway. And as far as thrusts too, actually. Samuel is not a very hard hitter, but he's good at comboing his hits. And at sniping you like this, and unfortunately, I think Maltese did a stab there. It looked weird, but I think it was a stab, not a cut, so it didn't do anything. Nonetheless, very good Samuel play by Wrath. Good to see that his connection is now working really well. Okay, we got Oak against Pekkala now. Really excited for this one. Alright, Pekkala's already in. Oak can connect any time too. And then I get to fight Luck. That'll be interesting. Luck will get to try for some revenge from USFC. Found a way to counter his tactic, so we'll see if he has a counter to that counter. Or if he's just going to switch his playstyle, that type of thing. I haven't played the game a whole lot, but I had a good spar against Ken, so still feeling pretty good about my chances. And also, I did play the USFC earlier, so it's not like I'm completely out of practice. You both need keyboard, so I'll give you that. And Oak is on the left. Pekkala is on the right. Hopefully it's working. There we go. Laszlo, Pekkala probably going with Marta. Yes, Marta. Alright. Some feinting there by Pekkala with the cuts. I think that's trickery, though. He's not actually trying to hit you with anything when he does that. Quick jab by Pekkala, even as Oak tries to beat the blade. Again, some cut cancels, but I think he paid for it there, because Oak found an opportunity to close in. It's a neat trick that Pekkala is doing with those cancels, but the problem is when you're doing that, your point is not threatening the opponent. So there might be a window for, especially a Laszlo player, to shoot in like that and stab you. I like what he's trying, though. He's trying to be tricky. He's trying to bait Oak in when it's not in his advantage. But Oak is doing a very good job of applying pressure. Pekkala forced to throw these stabs out of measure, preemptive stabs. The bull catches that lunge by Oak, but Oak keeps up the onslaught, and Pekkala is not able to mount a defense. And there's a good stab by Pekkala. He might need to do more of that. Just sort of let Oak run into the point when Oak is on the offensive. But unfortunately, when you throw attacks like that, there's a bit of a recovery, so you have to be careful. Nonetheless, Pekkala did good there. Alright, good dashing by Pekkala. Marta's not known for her footwork, but she can be a little bit slippery sometimes. Pekkala has to watch his stamina, apparently. Good lunge by Oak. Pekkala wasn't really threatening him, so Oak just waited for that quick stab, and then shot in, slashed their belly open. It's a very good move Laszlo has. Good stab attempt by Pekkala, then he stabs the head, trying to bait him in, just like he does with Zera, actually. Very similar tactics going on here, just with a rapier, not with a longsword. So the nature of the attacks is different, but the tactic is the same. But Pekkala has to watch that stamina. I think it's those cancels. and the fact that he throws all these attacks. But that was a very good jab to the throat. And now it's an even fight. Pekkala's figuring something out. A bit of aggression by Pekkala catches Oak off guard. And that was a really good stab. That push was an interesting move that he did there. Then he threw a stab. Alright, Pekkala throwing a series of thrusts and some feints. Going for a cut when Oak thinks he has a moment to move in, and then he just sewing machine stabs him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another stab by Pekkala almost connects. That was scary for Oak. That could have been the end of the match. Pekkala needing one more. Thrust attempt by Oak, but it's set aside. Pekkala, again, his strategy is taking up a lot of stamina, but he's still good at stamina management. He's not overdoing it. And then Oak just ran into the point. Nicely done by Pekkala. Good adjustment when Oak was initially having the advantage there. Okay, now I get to fight Luck. And Luck will get the left side. Awesome. Luck. that lunge is just too predictable because it's very linear move, so I know I can just sidestep and strike the head. But it is a good pressuring move. I like what you're doing because I know I can't just guard, you know? I have to actively defend with cuts. So it's definitely a very good pressure tactic. People who say auto guard is unbeatable or auto guard is overpowered, I mean, take notes. Luck was forcing me to actively attack him in order to defeat his attacks. So there you go. Anyway, Wrath and Maestro. Oh, I sent it in, whatever. I sent it in competition talks, not calls, but it's not a big deal. Side X is so good against neutrals, yeah, exactly. Stick to Bara. Yeah, Bara might be a bit better, actually. You might have a point there, Pekula. I feel like Bara just, I don't know, he does a bit better in the pocket, maybe? Yasser just can't hit. It's because I'm sidestepping your attacks. I anticipate what you're going to do, and then I strike your head. If I were standing still for you, you would have just hit me. Because you always just pick me apart when I try and stand there and guard. So that's what it is. I mean, all fights he sucks. No, he doesn't. It's just I've figured out your tactics. Against the more conventional Yazik players, it's definitely more challenging. So I think stick to the fundamentals, focus on positioning, and don't be so linear with your attacks. Those lunges are excellent, but mix it up with some fundamental moves too. That would be my suggestion. Anyway, both of them are in. I think I gave Wrath keyboard. Yes, I did. All right. Wrath is on. Hang on. Yeah, Wrath is on the left, Maestro on the right. Yazik is being retired for now. Okay. I genuinely think it's your playstyle, not the character, but it is what it is. Wait, is Maestro going with... What is going on? Feel free to pause if you didn't mean to do that. But... Maestro going with Yendrick, or... He is. Is this his brother playing? I think Maestro got his brother to play. I've never seen him use Yendrick in a tournament before. This is crazy. Nonetheless, he's destroying Wrath so far. Samuel's guard is just not ideal against Yendrick. Wrath needs to do stuff like that. I was going to comment, like, you got to actively defend with those cuts. Create a circle of doom that Yendrick cannot enter because Yendrick just can't block those. And good strikes there by Wrath. I think Wrath has the right idea now. Use that blade to the full... to its fullest. Ooh, that shaft deflected the cut, actually. So active defense by Maestro saved him from a lethal hit. Snipe attempt by Wrath. I think Wrath is maybe his timing was off there. But I like what he's trying to do. Maestro of high guard, low guard by Wrath. That is brave on his part. Rushes in quickly with a snipe, but does not get the kill. Good strike there. Yeah, that's another thing Samuel can do. You can make use of his speedy attacks and just overwhelm him. As for getting past the head, sometimes that works, but sometimes you can also slam the haft into you and it doesn't matter, so. High guard by Wrath, that was a mistake, and Maestro punishes it immediately. I'm surprised, actually. He used Yandric, whatever. Really weird pick by Maestro, but it paid off. Maybe his goal was just to crack that defense of Samuel, I don't know. Anyway, Maltese against the Dungeoner. It feels like it's been a bit since the Dungeoner has fought. In fact, it has, so now you get to fight again. Is that his first win? Alright, Dungeoner coming in. Hang on. And then against Maltese, okay. Alright, I'm pinging Maltese. Dungeon's in here. Awesome, alright, Maltese is here too. And Maltese, you get the left side. Dungeoner, you're on the right. And this will conclude the third round. Once we complete this fight, we will do another round, and then we'll do a 5-minute break. Okay, so Maltese goes with... Is that Laszlo? No. Okay, he's going with Marie. No, that can't be, because, yeah, they're reversed. Yeah, so Maltese on the left, Dungeoner on the right, if that wasn't clear. It could have been a bug, too. It's not always a result of people picking a bit too fast. Sometimes it's just either Parsec being weird or the game being weird. So, anyway, I think it's the game, personally. I think people were saying Parsec is usually a bit more reliable on other games, so... Oh well, Kubo will iron that stuff out later, I'm sure. Remember, this game still is early access, so... It's definitely not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination. Don't even have the story complete yet. We're only going to get the first bit of it some point soon, so... So Dungeoner trying to make something happen there, but runs into the point. So Dungeoner a bit inexperienced, but I like some of the things he's been trying. He needs a Marine main to help him out, I think, to get better. He's trying to get in. He can't quite figure it out. That was a good leg stab, though. And now he's made Maltese limp. He's had some good flags, to his credit. Some really stylish points. Trying to dip under. I like what he's doing. He's taking his time. Dungeoner with a low guard. And Dungeoner, of course, you're a newer player, but the nice thing about this is even if you like lose the tournament, you know, you get all these fights against a variety of opponents. So hopefully this helps you improve. That's one of the goals of the format, beyond obviously winning. He's taking his time, getting in his opponent's head. I like it. Tries to sidestep, but his attack gets defeated. Maybe he should have been a bit more aggressive and picked a different attack. I think that attack is really easy to sort of beat aside. But I like what he was trying to do. He's trying to get past the guard. Incortada, but there's a bit of an Incortada by Maltese, too. I don't know if it's actually called that. But that's essentially what it was. And there's a stab by the Dungeoner. Nicely done. bit more even because Maltese is also newer to the game. Not as new, but certainly newer to PvP. I don't know about the game itself. And Cortada trying to catch the blade, but it's a bit of a short range move. And Dungeoneer was not quick on the draw, so Maltese was able to stab him once they closed. But he's using Long Guard to try and block thrust, which is good. You just have to get the distancing right. Thrust attempt. Oh, good parry by Maltese, but doesn't connect that big cut. Some pokes out of measure, both of them poking, prodding. Dungeoneer being a bit passive, but then he moves in, and unfortunately that rush attack seems to struggle to land against Calc. Maltese keeping his defense sharp. Okay, long guard. And Cortada catching the sword, but not making much happen. And then a big lunge by the Dungeoneer leaves him open. Maltese is just being very patient, waiting for those big movements, and then parrying and riposting. Some long guard action by Maltese, ready for any of those incoming stabs. In Cortada, but it's, again, very short range. Gotta get a bit closer for that to work. I like what he's trying to do, though. Distance management is something you obviously learn with time. It's something that Maltese seems to have a better grasp of in this fight. Oh, that was good. That was a good attempt by the Dungeoneer. He likes harassing his opponent, from what I can tell. Oh, thrust attempt, but it's blocked. Nice block by the Dungeoneer. Getting in the corner there, making his opponent feel more secure than he probably should be. And Maltese nearly getting a counter thrust. Long guard parry, then a beatdown. It's a bit of a marathon fight, but I like how both of these players are approaching the fight. Their defense is pretty sharp, actually. And, oh, he shoots down, but his thrust was a bit slower, and he got stabbed in the head. He left himself open. Very smart fight IQ from both of them, though, I think. The Dungeoneer just needs to learn the moveset more, I think, and maybe a bit of the distance management. But very good fight IQ. Big cut. Unfortunately, the Dungeoneer was too close, so that's it. Maltese takes it. But good effort by the Dungeoneer. Alright, Maestro against Luck now. Alright. Oh, whoops. Try that again. I rejected you by mistake, Luck. I was trying to kick the other people. There you go. Okay, Luck is in. We're waiting for Maestro now. Yeah. That cut that Peckle is talking about is a really good move. Left Y and triangle timing. Yeah, those are fun moves too. Tough to pull off, but really effective when used at the right time. Okay, they're both in. Maestro will get the left side, and Luck will get the right side. Okay, Maestro Cake. Going with Yendrick again. I don't know why he's using Yendrick, but I guess it worked for him the first time. Like, do you guys think he's getting his brother to play, or is this actually him just doing something for fun? Just trying to overwhelm his opponent with something that they've never faced from him before. It's a really bizarre pick, but okay. Is Maestro able to move? Yes, he is. Okay. Yeah, just being a bit passive. Then again, Luck is too, and Luck is in the corner, snipes him. What? Okay, somebody paused. Hopefully it's not lagging. Yeah, just make sure you can both move. That's a shame because it interrupts the rhythm of the fight. So Luck, are you alright there? Try long guarding or something. Okay, something's wrong. Luck is not saying anything. And Luck is still in. I don't know what's going on then. Are you able to move, Luck? If you guys want to restart the fight, we can do that too. It feels a bit... Because I think if that fight continued, it would have given Maestro a flag. I don't know. There's nothing from Luck. I don't know what's going on. Is Luck just being ultra passive or is something going on? By the way, you can be ultra passive. That's fine. It's just he's acting like he's lagging. He paused the game, I think, and he can't move. I don't know. Is he alright now? Okay, I don't know what's going on, but he can move now, so. Sidestep, alright. Nice kill by Luck. That's a shame because that interrupts the rhythm of the fight, but anyway. Big chop by Maestro, another big chop, but misses, out of range. Sidestep by Luck, I like what he's doing there. The thing about the YY is it's a very linear move. It's a similar problem to what Luck was having, so if it gets sidestepped, then it can be countered really easily. And Luck has figured that out, but Maestro was able to block it this time. Good defense by Maestro, but he gets sniped. He has to be careful of that. Luck is too far for the sidestep, and that snap cut just was not good enough. Luck could probably be a bit more aggressive. There you go. Yeah, I think backing away and snap cutting is not a good tactic against Yendrick. Of course, Maestro, when he sees some of that, maybe some retreat chops, the high guard. Wow, that feint actually worked. Nicely done by Maestro. That's one of Yendrick's weaker moves, but Maestro made it work. Big chop by Maestro. Out of range. Good sidestep, but he gets cut. That was interesting because Luck let go of that sword as he was finishing him off, but the trajectory of the cut made sense. So beyond that, bunch of stabs by Luck, just a thrust after thrust after thrust. I don't know what happened to Barbash's thrusts, but they're better now. Because I don't recall any sort of patch notes for that specifically. I thought Yazik was the one getting all the love. I might be wrong. Good blade beat. Or actually, well, he's beating the axe head is what he's doing. The axe isn't as heavy as some people might be thinking, so there's even a saber like that can, if it strikes the axe head just right, it can definitely beat it down. The fact that the axe head is weighted, is forward heavy and not And yet, all the same, it's not a heavy object, means that it can be knocked aside. Unlike, say, a Dane axe, where if you were sort of trying to beat the axe head, it'd be a bit harder. Or, a pole axe, something like that. You could do it under the right circumstances, but I wouldn't really bet on it. Certainly not if it's threatening you directly. Stab attempts by Luck, but he gets punished for it. It's a really weird fight, I have to say, because Luck has found some moves that work and is trying to just spam them, which I respect. If you find something that works, just use it, He is sidestepping too and going with that snipe cut too, though, from long guard, to his credit. He is mixing it up. It's not just the same move, but when he stabs, he does the sewing machine action, and I love it. Love it. It might look a bit weird, but I love it for sure. Oh, Maestro too close for that cut that Luck chose, but now he's tired. Luck following it up with a stab. Nicely done. Alright, Luck takes it. Maestro, unfortunately, losing another one. Maestro is usually at the head of the competition, but not this time. I guess he was trying to switch it up with Yendrick. Anyway, Pekala against Maltese. Alright, Pekala is in. Maltese should be in too, yep. Alright, I'm just going to deal with the names. Pekala, you're on the left. Maltese, you're on the right. Pekala, thinking about Marta. Maltese was thinking about Isabella, but goes with Calc in the end. I think it's good that he's sticking with the character that's been working. Oh yeah, so Pekla said Maestro has been labbing Yendrick lately. I haven't seen much of that, but then again, I haven't been playing at night a whole lot, so... I mean, I played with Cans the other day, but that's really it. So I'm warmed up for sure as far as that goes. Like, I have gotten some good practice in, but... It's funny, I'm not as warmed up as I'd like to be at all, but... Well, now I am, but like, going into the tournament, not at all. Oh, it cut into a thrust by Pekla. Interesting combo. I think that cut also kind of set the blade aside just enough. So Maltese was going to have trouble countering that. So that was a really good setup by Pekla. That's what he's... I was saying he's trying to trick with those cuts, but maybe they're also setups. They're trying to trick the guard into guarding a spot that he's not actually intending to attack. Setting the opponent up for something that's a lot more threatening, and that's the stabs. It's a really interesting style. And it might be good for fending off cuts too, or not cuts, thrusts. Because those cuts can beat down incoming stabs. Pekla, of course, on fire. Maltese is struggling to make anything happen here. Inquartada, but gets stabbed in the arm. Nicely done by Maltese. Yeah, maybe Maltese needs to use the point a bit more. It's hard to say. Bit of a trade of stabs there. Calc has an interesting problem, though, and that his stabs are good, but his options with them are a bit limited. And that's just because he's a jack of all trades. He can cut and thrust with a lot of effectiveness, but It means he has a lot of options, don't get me wrong, but in some ways the options as far as stabbing are limited. But at least the options he does have are very powerful. And there's a good stab by Maltese. Maltese staying in the fight. He's a bit behind. By no means out of it yet, though. Ooh, trying to beat the blade with the A cut, but the thing is, you can't beat thrust or long guard with upward cuts. You have to use Y and X cuts to do that. It's just the way the game works. So, and it makes sense because gravity's on your side when you're coming down. So it's going to be a little bit easier. Good cut though, exploiting the fact that Pekla got too close. Maltese making a bit of a comeback. And again, Pekla trying to beat the blade, or maybe it was more of a setup, like I was talking about earlier with the A cut. I think it was. Pekla trying to sidestep, testing the defense, asking Maltese some questions about his guard, and they've traded a bit. Maltese with a big wide swing, has to be careful with those, but when they land, they are devastating. Unfortunately, that cut didn't land very well, if at all. And so Pekla gets a point. Big swing, but pretty predictable. Pekla is waiting for those to try and punish, and nicely done. Stabbed to the head by Pekla. Pekla moving in with a cut. He gets stabbed. Oh, but that retreat thrust lands. I'm surprised that wasn't a doubler or something like that, but Pekla got it. Or maybe some kind of trade, not necessarily a double, but like, anyway. I get to fight Oak now. Alright, just gonna ping him. Fantastic, Oak is in. Gonna kick you, Maltese, not because I hate you, but because we gotta move on. And it's best not to waste the bandwidth that we don't need to. Alright, Oak on the left, I'm on the right. Awesome. And he's probably gonna go Vlasmo. Yep. Saber battle, guys. Oak is one of the best Saber players in the server, so this one should be pretty exciting. Because we're both Saber veterans at this point, so because it was 1-for-1, like each of those flags. So I was ahead most of that fight, but my goodness, that could have gone either way. Good fight. Good fight. There were some good exchanges too, especially at the beginning. I noticed a really good one. Really enjoyed it. So, all right, we got Wrath against the Dungeoner now. And after this, we're just going to take a short break, like I was saying. 5 minutes break, it won't be long. Then I'll be back. And Dungeoner, actually, you should stay in Parsec because you're going to be fighting Pekala after the break. Obviously, we'll wait for you if you're not there right away, because, you know, that's to be expected if you're still taking a break and whatnot. Okay, Dungeoner coming in. For some reason, I was struggling to find your name, but you're already coming in anyway. It's good. Alright, Wrath. Here's your link. Oak and his turntable tendency. Yeah, like, I was worried he was going to win 2 flags, like, one after the other in the end, and I was going to somehow choke, because Oak is so precise with his counters. And he was trying to invite me in at certain points, too, if those retreat cuts, I noticed. So, very good tactics by him. Alright. Alright, Dungeoneer, you're on the left. Wrath, you're on the right. And good luck. Wrath has keyboard, so it should be good to go. Alright. So who's Wrath gonna go with is the question. Wrath is gonna go with Samuel, I think. Good pick against Marie. Also his main, so in general that's probably a good pick regardless, but alright, stream's been going on for about 2 hours. That's pretty reasonable for events in this server. 3 is usually average, so. And it's been going pretty smoothly after the initial technical problems, so that's good. And we got the max turnout. I was really happy to see 8 people instead of just 6. So, oh, what? What is happening? Okay. Eventually, Wrath gets the hit. I was just sort of looking at the chat, and then I look up and I see Wrath just his cuts were bouncing off her head. I don't know how that was happening, but Wrath got it eventually. He was probably really desperate. Dungeoner trying to sidestep, but Wrath, finding these attacks predictable, just rushes down the center line and cuts him. Wrath knows he needs to close in. Ooh, he left his arm open. He had his point online, but then in doing that low thrust, he basically just opened his arm up for his opponent. And that sort of move can be a very good move if you're sure you're not in danger, but sometimes you're just inviting a thrust when you do that. So I like the idea behind it. The timing just wasn't good. Oh, big high guard cuts, sidestep cuts, trying to pressure the Dungeoner. Dungeoner sidestepping with the A thrust, but eventually gets hit. Yeah, I get to fight Pekala last. That's exciting. I saw that too. Blade beat by Wrath, just closing him down. Dungeoner very uncomfortable in this match. Wrath is a really experienced opponent too, in his own right. So, and Wrath has definitely played this matchup before. He knows what to do. And that delayed Russian attack by Samuel is actually quite lethal. I like what the Dungeoner is trying here. He's trying to cut the leg, force Wrath to limp, limit his mobility, prevent those rush attacks. It's risky, but it can pay off. Now, will Dungeoner try and capitalize, or is he going to stay patient? Oh, he rushed in. Ah, there's a good A thrust. No kill. Up slash into the arm. Unfortunately, those cuts don't do a lot of damage. It's just the nature of the weapon. And unfortunately, Wrath gets a hit. Alright, long guard by Wrath. Keeps him just safe enough. He gets a little bit of a hit too. Rushes in when the thrust is defeated. Nicely done by Wrath. Good timing. Wrath needing one more. Stab. Nicely done by Dungeoner. It might be the stabs that he's picking. I think there's more lethal thrusts he could be picking that would one-hit kill. But anyway, Wrath takes it here. Yeah, I have not lost yet either, so... Oak is right. Good effort again by Dungeoner. And like I said, oh, he left, or I might have kicked him, either one. Anyway, we'll let him back in after the break. We're just gonna take a 5-minute break, and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab some water or something. All right, take care. See you in 5 minutes. Alright, I'm back. I'm gonna ping the Dungeoneer and Pekla now for the next fight. Give him some time to come in, since we were taking a break. Alright, Pekla's coming in. Awesome. Alright, let's ping the Dungeoneer now. So at this point, Pekla and I should be tied because neither of us have lost. It says I'm ahead. I think that's just random at this point. Once we conclude the fights, one of us will have had to have lost something, so there will be a clear winner. Anyway, Pekla is in, the Dungeoneer is in. Dungeoneer is on the left, Pekla is on the right. Oh, perfect, he's already on the left. Alright. Alright. Alright, Pekla against keyboard. Perfect, let's go. So Pekla is a really tricky opponent, and Dungeoneer might really struggle here, but hope you enjoy it all the same. Pekla is going with Marta to fight against his Marie. We've seen in the recent Rapier tourney that Marta is actually a very good pick against Marie as well. They can both do well. You just gotta understand Marta's moves. And so Pekla is just kind of casually walking forward. He's very relaxed, I think. Testing the waters a little bit, not committing too much. Oh, that thrust missed. That's unfortunate, and now there's a leg cut. Nicely done by the Dungeoneer. Thrust, and then another stab to the belly. It's an interesting style that he's got there. He moves in with a straight thrust, but then sidesteps with the A thrust, and it worked. Incortados by both of them. Marie's is better in the pocket, I would say, but Marta's is better when the range is a bit longer. Cuts and thrusts by Pekla. Mixture of attacks. Dungeoneer being patient. High guard. Then there's a cut. I think they both landed a hit. Punched by the Dungeoneer. He gets a grab. Nicely done. Dungeoneer making this elegant rapier fight really dirty. Stream looks a bit choppy on my end. Hope it's not on your guys' end. Anyway, if it's good for the fighters, that's what matters. And it dips under with the thrust to tag Pekla. Dungeoneer doing very well in this fight. Incortadas by both of them. Pekla now doing the jabs. And then stabbed to the leg by Pekla. Stabbed to the arm by the Dungeoneer. They're just trading attacks, but I think Dungeoneer was tired there, unfortunately. He was out of stamina. Alright, they're both getting blade contact. Dungeoneer just punching him. Dungeoneer realizing he doesn't have to defend. He can just grab him. He can punch him. Make the fight dirty up close. But, alright, Pekla lands a good cut. There was a bit of a cut by the Dungeoneer too, but it wasn't to the head. If it was to the head, it might have been a double. And you would have seen a cut double, which is very rare with rapiers, I would say. Pekla trying to land some thrusts. Dungeoneer keeping his distance with neutral guard there. Unfortunately, Dungeoneer's thrust whiffs, and Pekla, just with an onslaught of attacks, finishes him off. Pekla is making a comeback. His experience might prove decisive now that he's figured his opponent out a little bit. Incortada, nicely done, hits the arm. He does get tagged a bit, but that was a good hit by Dungeoneer. And a very good choice of move. He got the range down on it this time. Oh, that cut was a mistake, I would say. The point was offline, so Pekla knew he could just shoot in and stab him. Oh, stabs by Pekla. Pekka's getting momentum back. Dungeoneer has to be careful. Thrust by Pekka is parried, but then he follows it up. Pekka is not able to mount a proper counter-offensive. Cut feint, and they both incortada. Then Pekka just goes for a bunch of quick thrusts. They do not kill. Rushing in, the Dungeoneer getting impatient. Very close rapier fight, though. Really enjoying this one. Oh, there's that lunge, that deadly lunge the Dungeoneer tried there. Then a sidestep, it's a trade, but I think Pekka's hit the body, whereas the Dungeoneer hit the arm, so Pekka got the better end of that one. Nonetheless, very good fight, guys. Alright, Oak against Maestro. That's another exciting fight. Just gonna kick you guys again, not because I hate you, but because we gotta move on. Well, Dungeoneer should be really happy with that performance, though, against the Rapier. Pekka is a very good Rapier player, actually, despite being more so known for Zera. So, a very admirable performance, I would say, against an experienced player. Yeah, he made it a brawl, exactly. I like how he did that. He knew he couldn't really out-fence Pekka, I suppose, so he just went for punches and he went for grabs, so why the hell not? Yeah, like I always say, it's not a sword fight, it's a fight with swords. So you use all of your tools, you do anything you can to win. Alright. Getting used to the tempo, yeah. And that's the nice thing about this style of tournament, like, right? Because you don't lose once or twice and then you're out of the tournament. You still get a bunch of fights regardless of the outcome. So it's really good practice. And that's really good to hear that you're getting used to the tempo. I think I've noticed that as well. Oh wait, I might not have changed the names. Hang on. Hang on, guys. I'll just pause that right at the beginning here. Yes, we have to switch sides too. That's my bad. But stick with the picks, of course. Don't change those since you've locked in. Alright. I forgot, for a change, the names thing. Alright, same picks, guys, just different side. So Oak went with Laszlo, and Maestro went with Yazek. Probably afraid to use Yendrik against his Laszlo, which is understandable. Yeah, but it's really good to hear that you're getting a good sense of the tempo now. Alright, so Oak on the left with Laszlo, Maestro on the right with Yazek. He's actually a good saber player, too. And there's a trade of hits there. Oak is limping, Maestro is not. Maestro with a good upward cut. Sidestep attempt by Maestro doesn't land, then there's a trade. It's a double. Good attempt, though, by Maestro. If that landed, that would have killed right away. I think the spacing was just wrong. Ooh. Maestro going with some big swings there. Yazek isn't quite as good in the pocket, so that sort of close-range fighting is where Laszlo is going to thrive. Hopefully Maestro's not lagging. He took a little bit of time to react to that. It was like he fell asleep a little bit and then was jolted awake when Oak started moving forward and to the side. Lunge attempt. Oak with good defense. He actually gets nicked, though. Unfortunately, having done that cut, his guard was a bit more vulnerable to being hit, so Maestro just kept the attacks going. Again, showing us that auto guard doesn't block everything. Especially when you're not in a good position. Upward slash counters the sidestep, but it's really forcing a double more than anything. But that's a good move by Oak to stay in the match. Not surrendering a point. Good lunge by Maestro. Another lunge by Maestro. No kills, but he's getting some hits, and that's a good cut. Only on specific char. Okay. Lunge. Ooh. Good attempt by Maestro. Upward slash, getting the hit. And Oak is actually struggling to make anything happen here. That was a good offensive by Maestro. Sidestep, and that's a double. Ah, you're talking about the auto guard, probably. That's probably what you mean. Yeah, you're a bit delayed, so that explains it. Alright. That's the way YouTube is, apparently, in general. That's not even my stream. That's just YouTube being like that. Probably the way I set it up, too. Anyway, to some extent. It's always going to be a bit delayed. I think I prioritize, like, performance or something, but anyway. Yeah, YouTube, yeah. I think there's a setting somewhere as well, but yeah, YouTube also just always will be delayed. Good strike by Oak. Oak is on the back foot here, but if anyone can make a comeback in this scenario, I think Oak is among them. Fortunately, Oak does a big lunge. He probably should have just cut straight down. He would have killed Maestro then. And the next YX, he was desperate, the 1-2 combo, and Maestro comes out on top, finally getting a W. Showing us that he's still a strong competitor, and as if that was in any doubt, I don't think it was, but he hasn't been having a great tourney, as far as winning anyway. He had some good matches though. I mean, the one against Peklo, that was really good. He likes that B cut, yeah. Yeah, especially in that matchup, I'm sure. Alright, Maltese, you're up next. And you're fighting me. You get the left side. Yeah, it works well on Alex as well, that's true. He was trying that with Zera as well, and it was working to good effect. It's just I was able to cut his head first that one time at the ending there. And it turned out to be a good counter to my sidesteps too, because of the arc that it covers with Zera. But yeah, that is definitely a good move against Alex. Pekla is 100% right there. It's not that Alex can't counter them, but if I'm careless, they'll hit me so easily. It's not even funny. I have to be mindful of them, essentially, which is the way it should be. His guard is not optimal for that, so... Alright, he's going with Calc. I'll actually go with Alex. A bit of a 50-50 as far as matchups go, but I'm feeling pretty confident, so... Yeah. Peklo is exactly right there. It's good pressure. bit sluggish on my thrust into cut combos. That's just me though. It's me messing it up. Oh, he clicked rematch by mistake. Alright, that's a win for me. Good try, multis. Calc kind of struggles when Alex closes in really quickly like that. The key with Calc is to try and poke me on the way in and just sort of keep your distance. It's really easy for Calc to poke Alex, but at the same time, it's easy for me to strike Calc if I close in, so it's very 50-50. Yeah, good fight. Alright, Wrath against Luck. And after that, the 5th round is completed. Alright, Wrath is in. Good to see Wrath got his computer working and stuff. Okay, we're waiting for Luck. I'll deal with the names while we wait. Wrath will get the left side, Luck will get the right side. A very good tourney, by the way, guys. Been really enjoying it. Luck won't be able to compete. Oh, did he message you or something? Alright. I'm just looking for where he said that, if anywhere. Oh, you can't finish event. Alright. I didn't get that ping for some reason. Okay, it's on Discord. Got it. I see it now. Alright. Thank you for letting me know. So, Wrath, you get a free win. That's how we'll do it. We'll just give everyone Luck is fighting a free win. Because he essentially forfeited, so... Alright, and multis, you get a win too. That's gonna shorten the tourney a little bit. But it's unfortunate he had to go. I wish we could have seen him fight more, but it is what it is. Something got in the way in real life, so... Let's get Maestro and multis in. Yeah, it was odd. For some reason that ping wasn't showing up, but yeah, he definitely did ping me, so. Yours did, though, so that's good. Alright, Maestro is in, waiting for Maltese. Maltese is in, awesome. Alright. Alright, Maestro on the left, I believe. Yep, and then Maltese on the right. Yandrik, interesting. Yep, I have two, so that's good. Oh, he parries that axe swing and then cuts him. Nicely done by Maltese. Stab by Maltese, but it's not powerful enough. Notice the right side has been faring better than the left side. Usually people are a bit more comfortable on the left, but goes to show the side doesn't matter too much. It's just good to randomize it, especially for the newer players, who are probably more comfortable on the left. Depends on the person, though. Good series of cuts. Maestro just rushes in and hits his head. Nicely done. Can't be afraid with Yendrick. You just gotta get in there. One way or another. Good wide chops. He gets hit a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Very lethal attacks there of Yendrick. Maestro moves in and hits the shoulder. Calc seems to be struggling to block those, and also Calc is a bit slow, so sometimes Maltese is in the middle of an action when those attacks land. It's just a perfect angle. Oh, Maestro a bit out of range, has to be a bit careful. Stabbed by Maltese and follows it up, that's how you do it. Quite an even fight, actually. Which might surprise some viewers, because Maltese is not a veteran. But he has played some tournaments at this point. He knows what he's doing, that's for sure. Maestro rushing in. Yeah, Maltese went for a very slow cut to try and stop him, and Maestro was quicker. Right, Maestro trying to provoke, going for some interesting angles, then chops the knee. An axe to the knee finishes the fight. One to 0. And now I get to fight the Dungeoner. And I get the left side, alright. Alright, good luck. Decided to go with Rapier this time. Good effort. Good fight. Alright, Pekla against Wrath now. Oh, oops. Almost pinged Stuntman there. Alright, accepted. And Pekla, you're on the left. Wrath is on the right. And Wrath, by the way, you should stay in because you're gonna fight Oak after this. because Luck had to leave. Okay, I don't know what Parsek's doing. Alright, he's in. Thank goodness. Okay, again, Pekla on the left, Wrath on the right. Just so the players are aware. Getting close to the end of the tournament. Playing some mind games, maybe? Pekla thinking hard about his choice. He goes with Zera. And we're seeing Alex from Wrath. That is a good pick against Zera. It's not that Alex has an advantage necessarily. It's just that they both counter each other pretty well. Alex has a heavy blade, so it kind of helps him out in some of these exchanges. Some of his moves, too. Somebody paused. Hopefully nobody's lagging. Everyone good? Yep, long guarding. I think we're good to go. Holy stance missed, but he clips the head there if that retreat slash. But rushing in like that, Wrath gets the kill. Wow. I usually say don't do that, but Wrath is making it work this time, so... It sometimes can work against Zera, I think, because some of his moves have a lot of recovery to them. Some side steps from Wrath, trying to snipe the arm. The new move, that's risky. But I like that, he's showing some swag. Oh, he rushes in, but... Okay, he got killed, apparently. I thought his strike hit too, but oh well. There's the problem with the jumping attack. It's hard to land with, but that was a good retreat cut. Seeing some better Alexander gameplay from Wrath here. Really good to see. Even fight with Pekla Zera. That's not an easy feat. X-cut displacing the attack and keeping his distance. Oh, there's another new move. But it is not in range. Rushing in. Oh, it whiff though. That's a shame. I thought his timing was actually good. But that's the way the attack is. It's so hard to land. I really would not recommend throwing it at all. Unless your opponent's tired. Or something like that. Your opponent's just not guarding. And yeah, there's been some jank for both characters. A shame that it happened to Pekla here too. Oh, shoots under. That was really risky on Wrath's part, but it paid off. Nicely done. Good timing. And I don't think Pekla expected it either, but unfortunately a double is forced there. Yeah, I see what Venator was talking about earlier. Wrath knows what he's doing with Alex. Oh, it's a double. Pekla was trying to punish that, but he was too late, and he forced a double instead. Pekla leaving himself open, but he's out of range. And just a barrage of cuts breaks through the guard. Pekla rushing in. Oh, takes the hand off. It's deadly. Pekla is a top contender. And regardless of the outcome of this, I have to beat him to win. Strike to the head by Pekla. Pekla needs one more. Good adapting by Pekla, and I think Wrath again made the mistake of trying to rush in. Pekla doing a bit of taunting, maybe. Some low attacks from Wrath. Pekla is saying, I can move my blade low too. And there's the new move. Nicely done by Wrath. Very lethal attack, that one. It's just getting the spacing that's really hard, getting the timing. It's a very technical move, and unfortunately stabbing was a mistake there, because it completely missed. A cut would have worked better, I cut to the head, but good try by Wrath. Okay, Wrath, don't go anywhere, because Oak is going to fight you next. Alright, let's get Oak in here. Wrath will get the left this time, Oak will get the right. And after that, Dungeoner fights Maestro Cake, then I fight Pekla, so gonna be an exciting end to this one. Alright, they both got keyboard. Okay, Laszlo against Samuel by the look of it. That's an interesting matchup there. Both of them use Hungarian saber styles. And Samuel's is closer to later period saber styles, and Laszlo's is more early period in the way they fight. So good snipe by Oak, taking a bit of a risk, but it was worth it. He wasn't really being threatened, so he went for it. Even Samuel's guard can be bypassed, especially if the changes that were made. Nonetheless, Wrath got a good kill. Another fight between two people who are really good with saber, I would say. Good strike by Wrath, you taking advantage of his breach advantage. Again, trying to snipe Oak, but he doesn't quite manage it this time. That was dangerous for both of them because Oak was moving in. Oak gets in the pocket and does a Vinard. That's what we call that move. We named it after a member of the community for those who are new. Sidestep slash there, and that's a good retreat slash by Oak. Very quick, very powerful. Oh, stab attempt by Wrath, but it's kind of slow, and Oak punishes it immediately. Oak is adapting well to his opponent, being very precise. Okay, Oak is testing the defenses there. Maybe Wrath was lagging a little. I think he's fine now. Yeah, he's fine now. Good parry, but Oak keeps the attacks coming, and Wrath is not able to respond. Good feint, and it lands, tricking the auto guard. And then there's a good parry riposte exchange that Oak ends up winning. And Oak needs one more. Wrath has his back against the wall here, and he unfortunately is struck down. Oak is a really tough opponent, and I think Laszlo is a good match for Samuel, so good effort. Okay, we got the Dungeoner against Maestro. Alright, already connecting, that's good. Last fight for these two, and then it's fitting that the final is going to be Pekla against me. Because that's what's going to decide who wins the whole thing. Alright, Maestro Cake is in. And the Dungeoneer gets the left side. Maestro will get the right side. Okay, Marie and Maestro goes with uh, Yandrik? Samuel? He doesn't know who to pick. Zara, okay. Contemplating for a bit. Zara's a very good pick, though. Alright, Marie against Zara. A very tough match for the Dungeoneer, but he is not afraid of Maestro. He goes for a stab when Maestro is open, and it works. That's how you gotta play it. You gotta just manage your distance well. Don't be afraid. Find those good angles. That's a double. It's gonna be hard to maintain distance, but the key is Zara has some really slow moves. Marie is gonna have to exploit that fact. Incortada testing the waters. Maestro moving for aggression. Gets stabbed in the arm. Nicely done. The Dungeoneer having 2 flags now. You can't underestimate him anymore. He's been warmed up. He knows the tempo, I think, now of his counters, so you gotta be careful fighting this guy. He's a very good counter striker. Unfortunately, maybe a bit passive there, though. That's probably the one thing he has to work on. At the very least, he had to dash and get out of danger. He didn't necessarily have to attack, but had to do something about what Maestro was doing in that particular instance. Problem is that Rapier can just get beaten down so easily. And Maestro forcing him into a corner. I think Maestro's already got a plan. Shooting in, they both missed their thrust, but Maestro in the pocket is going to be better than Marie. Maestro, big swings, almost gets punished. That might be a bit of a bait, though. Sometimes Zera players like doing that. Nice stab, displacing Maestro's thrust, too. Maestro, bit of low guard. I think that's trickery, though. Nice stab, yeah. Big cuts by Maestro, but they're predictable, and the Dungeoneer's not afraid to go in and get a stab. In Quartada, it doesn't seem to land properly for some reason. I think that should have been a double. Oh, tries to shoot in to stab him. Oh, slow cut, and that was very close. So Maestro takes it there. Maestro needing one more. Dungeoneer's in a bad situation, but he goes for a stab. That was a good move. No kill, but I like that he's not giving up. He's giving it his all here. We have seen comebacks like this before. It's not impossible at all. And Maestro is low on stamina, so this flag might be... Yeah, it is his. Nicely done by the Dungeoneer. Maestro trying to rush in, but the Incortada catches him. Are we going to see a comeback here? Very good use of the Incortada by Dungeoneer. He's getting better every game. And I really love seeing that. Unfortunately, Maestro catches him there with a bit of a distance trap, but Very good game, guys. That was an almost comeback from the Dungeoneer, which is really impressive, especially in that matchup. Alright, Pekla is going to fight me now for the final. I'm just going to check what this ping's about. You keep trying to do HS. Oh, I see. High guard, yeah. And thank you, by the way. Thank you for the compliment, Maestro. Glad you think my commentary is really good. Alright, let's get Pekla in here. Winner takes all. We have not lost a fight, so comes down to this. Pekla, you're going to take the left side. I'll take the right side. Thanks. I'm glad my words have been supportive. Alright. Just gonna make sure Pekla is keyboard and we'll get started with the final match. Unfortunately, you're not gonna hear a whole lot of commentary for this fight, probably, because I want to stay focused. But that's just how it is. Good luck and have fun, Pekla. You want to do a rapier duel? Do you want to do saber fight? I don't know. What do you want to do? Oh, saber against Zera? You want to do that? What do you want to do? You want to do that? Let's do that. If you use Marta, I don't care. You can counterpick too. I don't care. Everything is allowed. Alright, good luck. I like this matchup, so I'm glad I'm fighting his Zera. It's just a really fun matchup. That was really tense, yeah. I'm just glad I was able to get those clean snipes on you. That was really the key to that fight. Not to be afraid of your Zera and to challenge your attacks precisely with my own. And also to keep my guard solid and my footwork good, you know? My footwork solid such that I stay out of danger. Yeah, it was fun. Good fight. And there wasn't like any jank really. That was the nice part about it too. I know sometimes Zera can be a bit janky, so I'm glad we didn't see really any of that in our fight anyway. All right, so that's the tournament. Of course, I won because I haven't lost anything. Pekla should be second place. Yes, and Maestro Cake got third. That's not surprising. Maestro Cake is always a top contender in these tournaments, but that's the tournament. Let's have a look at the standings, though. All right, so Oak is in fourth place. Wrath is actually fifth place despite forfeiting, and then Maltese sixth, and Luck is seventh. Dungeoneer got last, but there were some good performances at the end there, and I've noticed he's been getting better and better each time he fights. So keep it up. You'll definitely get better with Marie, and Marie is a pretty good character. So with that, I will end the stream there. Thank you everyone for showing up. Good to see some new faces and some old faces as well. Some really intense fights. I love the final too. It's nice when in a round robin the two final contenders are going at it, so it feels like a final. It's not just a random, fight at the end. I believe we have an event on Friday, and then there's obviously USFC on Saturday. So check those out, and I'll try and continue this series at least in August. We'll see if I can continue the Thursday round robins in September. I'll keep you guys posted. Anyway, thanks for coming out, and I'll see you guys next time.